Hello, this is Vicky. I'm just making this video just as a bit of a buyer's beware for the experiences that I've had on Etsy, because I think that it's probably best for potential buyers to be made aware of this. Just this experience that I've had with this seller. So I'll show you now. So this started on the 4th of November, where I asked if she could make a plush. This seller called Tixeart. And I've chose her because her plushes looked really, really good, and she had really good reviews. So I thought, I've been saving up for this for years, so why not go for it, right? And so, let's look at the whole conversation. It's so long. I think it spans like 3 months or something. So yeah. I said, hi, I'm from the UK, and I was wondering if you're able to make a life-size plush 6 foot of an anthropomorphic character. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Also, just specifying that the character's male, because she mainly makes female characters. And then I sent her the pictures. I was really shy, by the way. At this point, I was so nervous, and I was like, but like over time, I got less shy. But at first, I was like really shy, and I feel like I wasn't very clear. Well, I think I was clear, but I wasn't as clear as maybe as I would have been now. But I did like make things pretty clear. Hi, here's big, so price will be much higher. I can offer you 2,000 USD, including shipping cost. So I don't know why she said USD, because she's located in Scotland, so I was kind of confused by that. So I was like, this would be shipping within the UK, England, so it would be in pounds, and yes, I'm fine with that. As according to your shop, you're located in Scotland. Yes, I am. Okay, that's great, and I'm happy to go through with the commission. Great, but you have to know that it cannot be finished this year. It's not enough time. I have loads of orders to make. I can commission for new care. Is okay. Shipping time 3 to 4 months. So I was like, that's reasonable. And I think I will talk about this at the end, but I have found other people who seem a lot better. But I kind of thought I think the best thing to do in a situation like this would probably be for her to wait until she's ready before she takes my money, but she just put the listing up straight away. I said, yes, that's fine. Please update me when you're able. I'm looking forward to it. Is it okay to set up a listing on my Ko-Fi shop? I have there all my commissions. You can take a look. And then I said I would prefer to buy through Etsy because, like, I didn't know what that was, and it, like, that could just be something that's just not very secure. Okay, listing is ready. You can purchase her now. Maxine. So yeah, I think honestly from the start there was kind of some red flags, but I was really nervous, and I was just like, I was just like, I was so shy, and I didn't want to, like, I guess kind of say, well, maybe because she said 3 to 4 months, like, well, maybe you can wait until you're done before you, like, take my money. But I thought because she's got such good reviews, well, I'll just pay her in one go. But usually for kind of like big projects like fursuits and that sort of thing, they tend to take like down payments. So you pay in like installments, because obviously this was like £1,500, and so it was a lot of money. Hey, I bought it, but I ended so like, I don't know why, but my bank was like, this is a scam, and they charged me twice, and I was like, very sad. Hey, I bought it, but I ended up accidentally buying it twice because my bank kept flagging it as a potential scam, and I've had to keep verifying it. I have 2 pending payments of £1,500, totaling £3,000. So if they both go through, will you be able to refund one? Sorry about this, I'm panicking quite a lot. I was so nervous. once you get started on him, if you could send progress photos so I can see how he's going, that would be great. Like, I feel like I was very kind of chatty as well because I guess like I didn't want to like I really don't like being like cold with people, and I guess sometimes like because as the conversation goes on I do end up becoming that way, but I don't like, you know, I don't like being cold with people, and I know this is like a whole, it's a lot of money being exchanged and it's like a business thing, but I don't know, I guess I like to be like friendly with people and use like smiley faces and stuff, but like but I don't like to be like, you know, I like, which is what I've done in the one that I'm currently was with a different seller, which once that gets made I might put a video up of that because they seem a hell of a lot better. But I've just been like, you know, this is what I want, like I will pay you this much, and like ask a bunch of questions, but I kind of just went into it because I kind of just didn't know anything like this would happen. um so I was like nervous as hell, and I was also like like I've never like spent so much money on anything like this before, so I guess I just took her word for a lot of things because she's got such good reviews, and a lot of people are saying that she's like got really good reviews, but she makes ponies, like pony plushes, and she's really good at making those, but she, like as you'll come to see, she wasn't very good at making this plush that I wanted. So I, to be completely honest, I feel like she probably shouldn't have took my money, or at least because I've spoken to some other sellers and they say that they make like prototypes in templates and that kind of thing. Like she should have kind of thought, well, I've never made anything like this before, and if you see her shop, like she hasn't, not to this scale and not to this complexity, because some of the sellers, they were straight up just like, no, I can't make this, is like too expensive. um and you know, instead of being like that, she could have just been like, oh well, you know, I don't think I can make this, or like I'm gonna see like if this is like it's not something I'm used to or something like that. But there was just none of this, and like the conversation just gets progressively worse. But so yeah, so she didn't respond to that, and then on the 18th of November, I put, hello, I would like to ask for a second outfit. Of course, what kind of outfit? And then I went to his house in my outfit because he's so cute and handsome. Hi and Happy New Year. Like, so she hadn't replied from the 18th of November to the 2nd of January, and this is when I started to think like, what's going on, because I knew she said this will take a while, but on the listing, and I think I might have a screenshot of this. So give me so yeah, I went ahead and I bought it, and it said the delivery was the 15th of November to the 22nd of January. So there's another screenshot I took of the price and the delivery. And that is her, what she wrote on the listing. So yeah, obviously I messaged her. She didn't even respond. Hi and I think as I'm getting somebody else to make it. Like I asked all of this at the beginning, but even if I didn't ask it, she still should have just been more clear with me, because she was just not clear at all. Like even at the start, all of this stuff I made it very clear, and she said she could go through with it, and she took my payment right on that day, I will add. So yeah, I said hi and Happy New Year. I was wondering, as you mentioned the commission was for the new year, if you have a time frame yet for when you can start on the plush. She didn't even give me a time frame. Like nothing. There was just literally nothing from November to January, and then there was like a bunch of me like saying stuff and just like kind of nothing. So there was like barely any communication. And then on the 5th of January, I followed up, and I said, hi, I hope everything's okay. I just wanted to follow up on the message from earlier this week about my commission. Since it's already January and I haven't heard back, I'm getting a bit concerned. Could you please let me know if you have a timeline for when you'll be starting on the order? I completely understand if things are busy or delayed, but I really appreciate an update within the next 3 days. Looking forward to hear from you soon, Vicky. And so she said, hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So I've checked the status and dispatches by 20th of Jan. And so this was like the 5th. So I was starting to think, how the hell is she supposed to make like that complex of a plush within like 15 days? I mean, I don't know how long these things take. But it kind of started to seem really weird. I was like, well, you know, can you really get it done that quickly? You know, it was like, what's going on here? You know, like, and obviously, you know, I understand if she's got like orders for Christmas, and she was busy over Christmas, but there was just like no communication of like what was going on. And obviously I'd handed over like the full £1,500. So this thing that I've been saving up for years for, by the way, and like no communicate, like nothing. So I've checked the status and dispatches by 20th of Jan 2025, ordered the 7th of November. Once I start, let you know. I have now small Christmas break, so shipping time can be a bit longer, but all okay, no worries. Thanks for the update. And I think this was at the point where I started like using ChatGPT because like I got like really nervous and I was just like, I don't know how to like write in a firm way, you know, that's like, hey, you're like, what's going on? Because I'd been waiting for ages and there was just like no communication or anything. And I just kind of assumed that she was like working on it or something, but she hadn't even started on it. It was just like there was just like really like nothing, no signs of anything, and I was just left completely in the dark. Hi, I hope everything's okay. I just wanted to follow up on my message from earlier this week about my commission. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the update. Just to confirm, we'll be starting soon and dispatching by January the 20th, as it says in the order details. So yeah, so basically, as I showed, it was the dispatched by January the 20th, and if your order comes after then, like if it's shipped after then, like Etsy can't support you because if there's something wrong, like because it's outside of the shipping time, so a seller isn't supposed to send their item after that time, and obviously she hadn't even started on it, so I was kind of like, I mean, I understand if there's a waiting list, like if there was a waiting list she could have just said, look, I've got a waiting list, like come back, because one of them actually said this, one of the people I messaged, come back, you know, on this date or after Christmas or whatever, and like I'll get back to you. But she took my money then and there, you know, so there was already like, I guess, a countdown timer of like how long this plush is going to take, right? And there was like no communication whatsoever. So she said, so I said, thanks for the update. Just to confirm, we'll be starting soon and dispatching by January 20th, as it says in the order details. Also, could you let me know if you're able to make the second? Yeah, she didn't even confirm about the second outfit, by the way. Like, I just kind of sent it, and I was like, "Are you going to say anything?" Like, because if it was now, like, which is what I've done now, like, I literally just ask all these questions first before handing over my money. And to anybody out there, like, I strongly advise you do that. Like, get all your questions out of the way first before handing your money over. Like, don't be like me. I was super freaking nervous, and I was just like, oh, I'm nervous. But like, don't feel shy, because the thing is, like, you're paying this person to make it, so like, whatever it is, and I've seen some like interesting things on Etsy when I was looking around. Whatever it is, like, they should just, you know, like, if they've like taken your money, like through Etsy, obviously she wanted to sell me this thing on another website, and I didn't even know what the hell that was, so I said no. Like, that is a contract, you know, like an obligation to make that thing, whatever it may be. So, you know, anyway, thanks for the update. Just to confirm, will we be starting soon and dispatching by January 20th, as it says in the order details? Also, could you let me know if you're able to make the second outfit we discussed? I'd really appreciate if you could keep me updated on your work on the plush in progress. Looking forward to hearing from you. Also, since this plush is so, yes, that was on 5th of January, so it's so large and complex, I just wanted to check if weird times. Yeah, weird times, because I have CPTSD, so I wake up a lot in the middle of the night. And yeah, so that's why sometimes the times are just really freaking weird. I'd appreciate if you could keep me updated as you work on the plush in progress. Looking forward to hearing from you. Also, since the plush is so large and complex, I just wanted to check if the January 20th dispatch date on the order is realistic, and I'm happy to wait longer if needed to ensure it's done carefully. Like, genuinely, like, I'm fine to wait. Like, I'm fine to wait no matter how long it takes. Like, I'm fine with that, you know, like, as long as they say, okay, like, you know, this will take, I don't know, like, hell, I'm happy to wait a year if needs be, you know, if they say, okay, like, this is going to take a year. Like, she said before Christmas, this will take until, like, after Christmas, and I was just kind of assuming, well, like, she's working on it, or, because what did she say? She said, yeah, she said, finish this year, it's not enough time. So I was just kind of assuming that the shipping time would be 3 to 4 months, so that was, like, November, December, January, February, March, so I was just assuming it would come by March. So yeah, I was just really confused what was going on. And yeah, so I said, I'm happy to wait. And then I said, I'm a bit concerned about the lack of communication. Since this is a significant and expensive commission, I'd appreciate regular updates on the progress of the plots. Like, she's given me fuck all. No updates. Complete Complete silence. And confirmation about the timeline. I'm fine to have you extend the dispatch time if you need to. Please keep me updated. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. And then I messaged it on like 9th, like, look, you haven't responded. And as I've said, if she's busy, that is completely fair enough. Like, I get that she probably gets a lot of orders because she has a good rated shop, which I don't really understand why. I guess because the ponies are really good, but otherwise, like, her communication and like trying to make a character that's not a pony, as complicated as my commission was just like, you know, I to be completely honest, I don't think she should have taken it on. But yeah, so so yeah, there was just like no communication whatsoever. If she's busy with orders, that's perfectly fine, but like, you should tell your customer that, right? Like, you should say, look, like, to be honest, like, all of this could have been prevented if she just said, like, this is the time frame, wait before, like, hang fire before you pay me, or like, pay me a bit now. Like, for example, if she said, look, like, pay me £500 or pay me however much she wanted as a down payment, and then I'll take the rest later, I'd be fine by that. But because I'd handed over this money, it was getting really close to the deadline for it being done via Etsy. I was thinking, look, if it goes past this point and I just ignore it, like, I'm not going to be able to get my money back if something goes wrong, because it'll be past the shipping window that it's supposed to be shipped by. So anyway, so I was like getting a bit upset. I'm concerned about the lack of communication. Since this is a significant and expensive commission, I'd appreciate regular updates on the progress of the plush and confirmation about the timeline. I am fine to have you just extend the dispatch time if you need to. Please keep me updated. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Still nothing. Hi Tixe, I hope you're doing well. I'm writing because I'm becoming increasingly concerned about the lack of communication regarding my commission. This is a significant and expensive order, and I was expecting clearer and more frequent updates to feel confident about the progress. Because like, at this point, I didn't even know if she'd started or not. Like, there was just nothing to go off, like nothing at all. Like, she hadn't really said anything at all. Like, I don't think she'd even said at that point if she could do the second outfit. Yeah, so obviously I sent her that in November, and I actually asked, can you do it? And she said no. So there was just like nothing, and then also you'll see later on she tries to actually charge me extra for that. So like, yeah, I just like, I was honestly at this point, I was just thinking, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was thinking, am I being impatient? But like, I don't think I am, because I'd waited like a while since November, and there was just nothing. Like, there was just nothing at all. Like, she didn't even message me to say, like, you know, here's an update, or like, I haven't started yet, but I'll start by this time. There was just a complete and utter lack of communication. So considering I've literally sent £1,500 over, I'm going to be like pretty damn concerned at this point. Yeah. I was expecting clearer and more frequent updates to feel confident about the progress. Could you please confirm whether the work has started on the plush, and if the January the 20th dispatch date is realistic? If there are delays or changes, I need to be informed as soon as possible. Additionally, I'd appreciate seeing work in progress photos when available, so I can stay updated on how things are going. I want to trust that everything is on track, but the lack of clarity so far has been disappointing. Please respond at your earliest convenience to confirm the status and provide updates moving forward. Thank you, Victoria. Hi, I'm sorry about quick response, but I am very busy with orders and not always responding on time. Please don't worry, once you start, I'll let you know. I didn't even know she started or not, by the way. And you'll be given update with progress photos, with photos of progress. She didn't even confirm she'd actually send those photos, by the way, like way back at the start. Which, to be completely honest, I don't think it should be up to the buyer to like constantly like harass and like pester a seller saying, yo, what's going on? Like, what's going on with my plushie that I paid you like 3 months ago? Like, right? You know, like, just nothing, like completely just like no communication whatsoever. No, I am. Making other orders, very challenging. I need to very focus on them. If you want second outfit, no problem. When I start him making, we'll let you know. I mean, he could have let me know that in November, right? You know, about price. Better for me. How many fabrics I need to make it, thanks. Busy. Hi Tixe, thank you for getting back to me. I understand you're busy with other orders, but I would really appreciate more clarity regarding the timeline for my commission. Since this is a significant and expensive project, it's important for me to have a better idea of when a work on my plush will begin. Whether the current dispatch date of January the 20th is realistic. Regarding the second outfit, yeah, so like she said with the second outfit that like she charged for that as well, which I feel like is you know, she could have negotiated that like way earlier. Yeah, so just basically leaving me in the dark and leaving me to like make all these assumptions about things. Yeah, I trust your work, but clear and frequent communication is essential, especially for a project like this. I hope we can stay in touch regularly moving forward. Looking forward to your updates. And I sent that on the 9th, and I sent this on the 15th. Hi Tixe, I was wondering if you could extend my dispatch date on January order, as the 23rd of Jan is obviously not going to be enough time. Yeah, this was 15th. Like, it was nearly time, and because obviously I bought this back in November and it was supposed to be shipped by the 23rd of January. So yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just nothing. Adjusting the date would give you more flexibility to complete the plush carefully, reduce any pressure to meet tight deadlines, and also provide me with added assurance and buyer protection. As Etsy's rules are that the item needs to be shipped by the dated date. Let me know if this is possible, thank you. Hi, yes, of course, thank you for that. I hear 2 ponies to make place before you, and next is your order, so it'll be great to have more time, thank you very much. Okay, please try to edit the dispatch time on the date on the sale. And like she didn't. She didn't. Hi Tixe, this is dispatch date for my order is today, January the 22nd. Like, I'll be completely honest, like communicating was like incredibly frustrating because I started to feel like I'm not rushing her because I'm saying like take all the time you need, right? Like, as I've said, if she needs like to take like a year or something to make them, that is fine by me. But the fact that like I've already paid her, okay, she wanted the money up front. I've already paid her, and she's basically took my money and done nothing, and not even said, look, okay, like I'll get him started by January, or I'll do like I have to message her like 500 times to actually get anywhere. That's not on, to be honest. Hi Tixe, this dispatch date for my order is today, January the 22nd, but it seems unlikely the plush has been completed or shipped yet. I have asked previously if you could extend the dispatch. Like, I had to ask ChatGPT to ask this because I'm always too nice. So I was like, look, I need to be like harsh, expand the dispatch time on Etsy to allow you the necessary flexibility to finish the project carefully. If the dispatch date isn't updated by 12 p.m, so like deadline, 12 p.m. on January 23rd, I'll have to reluctantly open a case with Etsy. So yeah, like obviously because he was literally about to be shipped on that day, 22nd or 23rd, because we were supposed to be in the same time zone. So I'm like, he's supposed to be here. Like, literally, that was the date. Like, that wasn't just the date that like she was supposed to start him. That was the date that he was supposed to be shipped. So he was supposed to be like in my arms at that point, and he wasn't. So I was thinking, what's going on? I've paid you all this money and you've done nothing, and you haven't communicated with him, right? I have to open a case with Etsy. This is not something I want to do, but it's required to ensure I remain protected under Etsy's buyer policies and to avoid any misunderstandings. As feedback for large commissions like this, it might work better to accept a down payment initially, then collect the rest closer to the start date or when the work. Hang on, where was I? Or when the work begins. This approach could help manage timelines and expectations more effectively for both parties. Please update the dispatch time as soon as possible and let me know if there are any other updates on the progress of my commission. I really do want this to work out smoothly for both of us. Order update. Yeah, that was just sent from Etsy. So she basically pushed it forward between 11th to 12th of Feb. And considering that it was like the 22nd of January, like that literally just gives her like only a few days to make them. And I'm like, how on earth are you going to get that done in time? Like to me that's very suspicious because like I don't know if I'm assuming it's just the one person making them, but like in order to get a plush done that quick, you'd probably have to mass produce it. So it seems really weird, like to get something done like that quick. I don't know, maybe she genuinely works really quick, but it just like I don't know, there was just several things that kind of happened that left me kind of suspicious. And then yeah, so she said, hi, thank you for message. As we agreed before, thank you for extending shipping time. I didn't know this is that option on Etsy. So she didn't even know you could do that. And I'm like, I think to be honest, I think if you're taking $1.5 grand from me, you should know that, and also like none of this would have happened if you were just clear with me in the first place. I haven't used it before, but now I know, thank you for letting me know. So up to 31st of January should finish him. She said she'll finish him on the 31st of January and it was the 22nd. So like that's only a week. How on earth is she supposed to make like a life-size plushie with like with 2 outfits in a week? What? Yeah, anyway, so I mean, I don't know. I think some people might be genuinely like be able to work that quick, but to me like that seems very rushed and I don't want him to be rushed. Like as I've said, I have no problem with waiting. It's just like communicate with me, say that you'll need this amount of time, right? Like anyway, and if you want second outfit, need by the way, it gets like so much worse than this. I was very sad. um so whoops, I should finish him. And if you want second outfit, need 1 week more, so your Goofy with both outfits should be ready by 8th of February. Is it okay? I'm sorry about not upgrading shipping time at your listing. I cannot wait to start work on him. I'm working now on difficult project of Nelly. I hope you understand, Tixe. That sounds great. Thank you so much. Please let me know how it goes. And I was happy. Okay, will do. So yeah, so this is when she starts like sending fabric, which at that point I was like, oh, we got up to a bit of a bad start, so this should be okay. Hi, so you have to make trousers for Goofy. And by the way, this is another point to make. Like, she constantly calls him Goofy, and like, as you'll see, he kind of ends up looking more like Goofy, and I'm like, maybe she thought he was Goofy. Maybe she kind of misinterpreted me, but like, I made it very clear it was Max. So anyway, yeah, so that's a whole thing. Goofy, so she calls him Goofy, made of denim. Please take a look at the photo. It's lightweight denim look fabric. And I said denim blue, please, and there's other fabrics. Okay, great. I start work now. And then she asks, do you want thin legs or wider? And I'm like, what does that mean? I'm not really sure as I'm trying to visualize that. So could you please be more specific and tell me what measurements for either would be? Like, this is when, so like, I had my hopes up again, and immediately I was like, look, what's going on? Like, thin legs or wider? Could you, like, I feel like the professional thing to do would be like, okay, his legs are going to be like this thick. Like, I will tell you, like, do you want them to be like this measurement or this measurement, like, rather than just like winging it, like, because it's like, no, like, I'm paying you a lot of money for this, hey, like. Anyway, I'm not really sure as I'm trying to visualize that, so could you please be more specific and tell me what measurements for either would be? I mentioned in the original request about making the push posable too. If you want him to be sitting make thinner legs. In standing position, he needs to have wider legs, but even with thinner legs, he wouldn't be stable, but he'll stand a bit. Yeah, as well, she gets like worse and worse at typing, and I understand if somebody is like English isn't their first language, or they have difficulties, like they're dyslexic. But the thing is, like, you can use spell check, and you can even use like AI and stuff to do it now. Because it got to the point where I was like really struggling to like understand what the hell she was saying. Like, I was just like in, like, you can, there's like, I feel like if if you're like trying to communicate with somebody in English, like, I think it's a fair request to like be able to speak that in a way that's understandable, right? And I said, okay, in that case, I'll go for the wider legs. I was just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean by wider. Like, is he going to be like, like, I'm trying to think of a character with very wide legs and I can't think of anybody. Like, he's gonna be, it's like the rest of his is like really skinny, and he's just got these like thick ass legs. Like, I was very concerned. Okay, in that case, I'll go for the wider legs. As long as it's all in correct proportion and still looks accurate to the character, I'm fine with that. I want to make sure that everything is perfect, so please give me a preview before going through with it. All is okay. I will make him a bit posable, thanks. Can you clarify what you mean by a bit? I will make a body and will let you know. It's just like, honestly, like, there's no clarity from beginning to end. There's like barely any clarity. I constantly had to ask questions like all the time, Hi, I will making now a head and we'll do later trousers. So yeah, this is the head she made, and like he's so like his skin color, he looks like he's been sitting in the sun for a very long time. And it just like, for the hair as well, in my original request I actually wanted, because you'll read it, you'll see what I have to say, but yeah, like, I was really unhappy with that. Like, it just it doesn't look like Max. Like, and you know, he's very sunburnt. He's very sunburnt. And so yeah, I tried to be nice and I said, "Hi, he looks good so far, but the skin seems a little too orangey red." A little. I know, because I thought, oh, like I want you to say, I constantly wanted to give her the benefit of doubt, but like, you know, if you look at her arm compared to that, like he looks so, oh my god, he looks so sunburnt. Hi, he looks so good so far. That was a little white lie, you know, because I wanted to be nice. But then I was like, okay, like the thing is though, if you're unhappy with it, you should be allowed to change it. Which I was actually saying, somebody literally said to me they wouldn't. Which I'm pretty sure is against the rules. So yeah, like we'll get into that. Don't worry. I said hi. He looks good so far, but the skin seems a little too orangey red. Also, his nose is a little too large in proportion to his face. And as I requested originally, could you make his hair that was for like actual hair? I was drawn to your shop because your ponies have the loveliest, soft, fluffy, lifelike fur as hair, and I wanted something like that for Max. If you want, I can send my original specifications again. But if it wasn't too specific in the original specifications I sent in November, sorry about that, I was pretty shy. I'll be happy now to be as clear as I can with you. The skin colour is lovely papaya shade. Yeah. Max gets sunburnt. a Goofy movie free. That's just the plot of a Goofy movie free. She's like, well, do you not realise that the new Goofy movies come back where like Max gets like burnt to a crisp in the sun? So like, FYI, he is accurate. It's like the really cursed live action Goofy movie where Max gets like burned to a crisp in the sun. Because Disney love their live action remakes. Anyway, the skin colour is lovely papaya shade as it's the closest to his skin. It's really not. And other colours like beige was a bit pale and brownish on this looks better. So I can make smaller nose, no problem, but I think this one is good. Also, I start making his hair with minky. He really looks good. Because keep the good shape. I don't even know what that means. I'm not happy with the skin. Could you show me the other shade of fabric you have and I'll see if those suit better. His nose is smaller, so please make that adjustment. And yes, I'll definitely prefer the minky hair. I am sorry about that, but there is no other similar shade available in the UK. First of all, like, can you not buy stuff from overseas? Like, because she starts going on about like how she can't get these colors because she's not in America. But like last time I checked, you can buy stuff from overseas. Like you can like last time I checked, you can like go online and type in fabric and like buy something from like a shop in America, right? Like I do not understand her logic by that at all. Like so yeah, I'm sorry about that, but there is no other similar shade available in the UK. Like I'm sure there is, by the way. Like you're telling me in the whole of the UK there's no fabric that color. You know, British people, we hate fabric. we hate Max so much we've banned his fabric. And colour beige is too pale. And as an artist, I choose a closer shade. Yeah, as an artist, you choose a closer shade. As a buyer, I say that looks nothing like him. Please take a look at photo. It's only beige colour, but it isn't suit for him. I odd not have all shades of minky colours in UK. You have to understand. I am sorry, but head is already made and was a lot of work on it. Very difficult to make. Yeah, I appreciate that, but like, why didn't you you literally sent me the colours for the jeans? Why couldn't you do the same for the skin? Anyway, so then she sends this. And I say thank you for the responses. Unfortunately, the fabric shade you provided still doesn't resemble the skin tone I was expecting for the plush. Given that this is such an important detail for the character and I've already spent £1,500, I must insist that the skin tone be corrected. Yeah, you've got to like remember the price as well, right? Like she's not making this for me for free, you know? Anyway. I understand that fabric options may be limited, which I don't even believe that. But this is a deal breaker for me, so I'm really hoping you can source a closer skin tone fabric. If you're unable to source a closer match, I will have to request a refund as the final product will not meet the expectations we discussed. I'm really hoping we can resolve this as I want to see the project completed as planned. Please let me know how you intend to proceed. So, like, even after all of this, I was still willing to give her a chance. When in all honesty, I should have asked for a refund straight away. But I was like, look, you know, like, I mean, I'd understand this from, like, an amateur maker, like a first-time maker or somebody, you know, who was kind of new, but she's made, like, a lot of plushes, and I just wasn't expecting this, like, lack of professionalism and, like, quite frankly, kind of, like, lack of communication with somebody. And the thing is, like, if, you know, it's a big-ass plush, like, I get it. If you can't make it, that's fine. Like, I've messaged, like, a load of people on here, and they were like, no, you know, like, we can't do that. That's fine, but, like, don't take on a project that you know you can't do, or, like, you're not even, like, if you're not even sure about it, then don't take somebody's money. You know, like, what she should have done is she should have, like, as somebody else said, made a prototype. If it wasn't very good, then she would be like, you know, I don't think I'm skilled enough, or I don't think I can make a character that looks like this. But you know, like, I own multiple Max plushies, and I know for a fact that he can be made in plushie form. So, like, you know, you know, if you can't do it, that's fair enough. But don't take somebody's money and then, like, do that. You know. Anyway, so yes, so I said I'm not happy with the skin in the end, and she sends that, and then I say, yeah, so I must insist the skin tone be corrected. I understand that fabric options may be limited, but this is a deal breaker for me, so I'm really hoping you can source a closer skin tone fabric. If you're unable to source a closer match, I will have to request a refund, as the final project will not meet the expectations we discussed. I'm really hoping we can resolve this, as I want to see the project completed as planned. Please don't know how I intend to proceed. And then I said, I feel it might have been best to preview the fabric before you started working on the head, duh, like you did with the jeans. This would have helped avoid any issues with the skin tone not being what I expected. I'd really appreciate it if we could find a better match, thank you. I even sent her, I even sent her this. If it's helpful to you, here is a Max blush I already own. So I'd like the skin tone similar to that. Yeah, and I sent one of my Max plushies. Yeah, and she said, you should show me what you want on the beginning. I did. You sent me photo with different skin colour. It's not the same what you showed me now. I'm sorry about that. He looks very good anyway. I cannot make different head because I put in too much work. It's very sad now. I bought fabrics, my time, and you should understand that I do not have Minky Shop as in America, and always trying to choose the closest colours. I cannot make you refund on full amount because I spent money on fabrics. My time and effort, please understand. I am an artist and do not make copies on 100% to make any toys. Yeah, but he doesn't look anything like Max. Like, I was, at this point, I was like, do I really have to explain this? I mean, come on. You can see at my shop, nothing is not exactly as an original toy. Please think about this and let me know what you decide. You do not even see Ready Project. You crossed him out because of his skin colour. Very sad. Take that out of context as you will. And thank you for your work so far, but after reviewing the progress, I have several concerns that need to be addressed. And by the way, I even sent the photo to ChatGPT and it told me everything wrong with it. So I was like, wow. Skin tone. The fabric used is far too orange and doesn't match Max Goof's actual skin tone. The reference image I sent, as well as many online, like, literally, just type in Max Goof into Google. He's not orange, okay? Max Goof severely sunburned. Clearly shows a paler, more neutral shade. I should have been given the chance to approve the fabric before you started, as you did for the jeans. Nose size and shape. The nose looks too large and rounded. It should be smaller and more oval shaped to match Max's design. This is what ChatGPT found, by the way. Muzzle proportions. The snout is too bulky and puffy, which makes him resemble Goofy. This is why she kept calling him Goofy rather than Max. It should be more streamlined. Teeth and mouth placement. The teeth look too large and not properly integrated into the mouth. They should be smaller and sit more naturally. Like, even if she got the skin tone right, like, I could have probably oversaw, like, all the rest of it, you know? But, like, yeah, like, it doesn't look like Max. That's how, like, I feel like I was just being too lenient, to be honest. Yeah. Eye and eyebrows. The eyes appear too small and spaced too far apart. The eyebrows also seem too thick and widely placed, which changes his expression. Fabric texture. The material used seems too fuzzy, making his features look less defined. A smoother fabric would be more accurate. Given the price I paid, £1,500, I expected a much higher level of accuracy. I understand handmade work takes effort, but it does not currently resemble Max Goof properly. I need these changes to be made before the plush is completed. Please let me know how you plan to address these issues. Thanks. And then what happened is, I'll see if I can get a screenshot. So yeah, here it is. I got the money back. She just didn't say anything and she just refunded me. So yeah, that was literally like everything. And yeah, honestly, yeah, so yeah, honestly, like, all of this could have been prevented if she just made it more clear with me, like, from the get-go. You know, I said to her, look, this is what I want, and I gave her the specifications. She said yes, and then there was zero communication. Like, I was constantly chasing her up, asking what was going on, and then once she actually started on him, she started on his head on the 29th of January, by the way, and she said she would be done by like mid-February, so that's like only a week or two. Get the whole thing done in like 2 weeks is, you know, like, and then like, yeah, so yeah. I don't know, I just feel, honestly, I just feel like, to be honest, like, both our times were wasted. Like, it was completely unnecessary to, like, I guess, take my money straight away. Even think that she could just do that and just, you know, make him orangey, pinky red, like that. And you know, I just wasn't expecting this by any means from a seller who had such a good reputation, and that's the reason I chose her, you know, over a bunch of other ones, because of how good she seemed, you know. I just think it's very disappointing because while I did get my money back, like, if I hadn't got my money back, I would have put in a complaint anyway. Like, I would have opened a case up with Etsy, but like, you know, I've basically had like 3 months of November, December, January, February. So yeah, like 3 months of my time wasted by this. You know, 3 months that I've been waiting for something very, very special that I've saved up for a really long time. And to just have someone essentially say nothing to you for ages and then just come back and say, you know, really, really, really poorly communicate. You know, I had to ask the same question like over and over and over again. And then just to have them essentially just say, well, here you go, and give you the completely wrong thing. I mean, I know that I've seen other people, you know, who have had like fursuits made of their personas, and then the maker comes back and it's just like completely inaccurate, and you're like, you know, we're paying customers, and in all honesty, it might sound harsh, but if you can't make something like that, you shouldn't take somebody's money and then not communicate with them for like 2 months and then come back with something that just looks, well, 3 months, not communicate with them for like nearly 3 months, and then come back with something that just like looks like nothing at all like it, and then basically blame me and say, oh, that's really sad because you know, it doesn't look like Max, you know, it doesn't, and to basically blame me for that and say, oh, you know what did she say, you've crossed him out because of his skin color. And then say, you know, I'm an artist, like, it's not going to be a 100% copy, and you know, and then try to like deflect the blame onto the person who's like handed you over this money like 3 months ago, and for you to just like not say anything and then just close it. Just, I mean, I did get my money back, which, because she even said, I can't give you a full refund. I was like, what, like, and yeah, so I was very disappointed. I mean, as I said, you know, like, I feel like my time has just been completely wasted, and her time, quite frankly, because she made it. You know, if, because I just constantly messaged her like so much. Like, if she said at like the very beginning, like, hi, and then she said 2000, yes, it cannot be finished this year. That's fine. Shipping time 3 to 4 months. Like, she should have put that on the order because the shipping time was about to expire. There's just like so much stuff that was wrong, and I guess because like I tend to be like um I tend to be very lenient a lot of the time. I tend to and quite laid back. I was kind of like, oh, it's fine, like it's fine, and then it got to the point where I was like, no, it's not fine. She's took 1.5 grand, and she's just like essentially disappeared for like 2 months, and not said anything, and like I started to get, I guess, more firm. Um, but yeah, the thing is, I just can't recommend this seller, unfortunately. There's a lot of like, if you want something like this, like even like a pony, there's a lot of other sellers on Etsy that I've communicated with, and they've been like so much better. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just feel annoyed because I just feel like my time has been completely wasted. Um, I did get that money back, but that was money that, I've been saving for a really long time for something really, really special. It's a very, very sentimental thing and a very, very special thing. And I said that like, over and over again. And then to have somebody essentially just like make something that like is just completely inaccurate, like not kind of give you the fabrics, not like say, or like, does this look like, is this okay? Like she did with the jeans, like that was fine. And then kind of say stuff like, do you want thin legs? He will stand a bit. I will make the body and let you know, like just like it's very like there's just no clarity. Like it just seems as if she's like winging it and playing it as she goes along, which like you shouldn't be doing with something especially of that cost, as I've already said many times. Like you should be a lot more professional. You should like plan it and make a prototype, or make like because there was somebody else I spoke to and they made like a mini version, and by the way, that would be so cute. Like make a mini version, and then like if that turns out fine, and like make a bigger version, like I'm fine. Like I'm, as I said, like I'm paying a premium for this is a hell of a lot of money, and for the amount of money I'm paying I expect much, much, much better customer service. And all these like vague answers to my questions, and sometimes no answers at all, just like really left a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else to really say. I just have to say that just like honestly, this whole situation has been very disappointing. I mean, you know, you don't pay somebody that amount of money and then just have them essentially either ignore you, or like, you know, if she is busy, then she should have waited to have taken my money until she wasn't busy, but she just took it right away. And then, or said, can you wait until, like one of the other sellers did, can you wait until after Christmas and then we can talk about it? But it was just like, okay, okay, have you started? Like, where are you? Like, what's going on? I kept sending this message like, it's nearly January the 20th. He's supposed to be here by now because that's what it says on the order. And, if I just left this, I know, she probably wouldn't have said anything, and then the window would have passed, and, if anything went wrong, I couldn't have got my money back. So that's like £1,500 gone down the drain, because that window for shipping's passed, right? So it's actually against Etsy's rules to do that as well. So yeah, honestly, just just like super duper disappointed. Like I mean, I get that it's a pretty tough thing to make. I get it. It's expensive and it's hard, and he's not the most easiest character to make as a plush. Despite the fact that I have multiple plushes of it. I get that, but like, if it was too challenging for you, like you shouldn't have taken it on, and you shouldn't have taken my money. That's the bottom line. I mean, I'm glad I've got it back, but she was even saying, she was saying like, oh, I'm not going to give you a full refund. Despite the fact that, like I've said like several times, can you send me progress photos? Can you, like give me, like, if you need anything, send me the swatches, send me the updates, communicate with me, and there was just like nothing whatsoever. I was left to, like, I guess, second guess everything. That's what my issue is. It's just like, you know, she needs to communicate more. It's not fair to just take somebody's money and then, you know, for me to, because of the lack of communication, assume that everything's going fine and then find out that things actually aren't going fine. And it shouldn't be up to the seller to like constantly, not the seller, the buyer to like constantly go to the seller like basically every 5 seconds and say, look, what's going on. Like, it's just completely not fair. And I'm just really disappointed because, you know, she seemed like a good seller and she has good reviews, but obviously in this case, she wasn't. So yeah, that's a buyer's beware. Please be careful. You know, I just hope this conversation is like, I guess, made some people aware of some sellers can be quite unclear and, you know, can be just, you know, just unfortunately just quite just what's the word? I can't think of the word. You know, just like, you know, I'm not really sure as I'm trying to visualize that, just like completely unclear. And then once they actually make something, for it to be, you know, they come like, first of all, she says nothing. Second of all, when I ask her about 20 times, she says something. And then she's super duper unclear and she makes no sense. And then she's like, hey, I made the head. I'm like, this doesn't look like Max, you know? Yeah, so super disappointed, and I just can't recommend, and I've just like advised people in this situation to just be careful and to just ask if you need any questions, like, because the thing is, I didn't want to come across as overbearing, but like genuinely, if you're paying a lot of money for something, like be it a plushie, a fursuit, like anything, a cosplay, like it's within your right to ask questions. And if they can't, if she's like being vague and if she's not answering your questions and if she's ignoring you, you're also within your right to ask for your money back, as well as if the seller's just not going to communicate with you and if you have to like constantly message them like over and over and over again. That's not fair either, because like you shouldn't have to do that. You know, if you've given them your details and what you want, you know, and you've been clear, that's all you, and you've handed over your money, that's all you should do. It's not your job to like constantly, unless they ask, unless they say, look, like, do you need clarification with this? It's not your job to like constantly go to a seller and constantly say over and over and over again, like try and say things about, you know, are you doing a second outfit? Like, when will this be done? Like, it's getting close to the point where it's supposed to be done now. You know, what's going on? You know, in my eyes, if somebody agrees to do something and you hand over the money, that should be the end of it, and they should make that product to your specifications. So yeah, just complete unprofessionalism really, and just complete like lack of communication, and then saying no to, like, at the end, she did give me my money back, but at the end, no, too bad, you're gonna have to deal with it, you're gonna have to deal with the funky orange man. You know, I was quite disappointed. So yeah, to anybody out there, just please be careful. Ask all your questions, and if the seller's being vague or they're not communicating clearly, you're within your right to ask your money back. It's your money, and you shouldn't have to settle for something that doesn't look like your specifications. Because I thought I was being impolite, but it's not. If you've paid that amount of money, you deserve what you've paid for, and you deserve it to be accurate, and you deserve a clear and polite communication. And yeah, so this is the second seller that I had a bit of an issue with. Thankfully, everybody else I've messaged was either like, no, we can't do that, or yes, we can. And I found one that I thought was quite good, and I might make a follow-up if she can get that made. But yeah, so one of the sellers, it was quite funny. They were like, you won't find anybody better on Etsy. We are the best. And I was like, okay. I was like, look, you're kind of like rude. Like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, I'm not gonna go with this seller because just because they seem to have kind of a bad attitude, you know. But anyway, so this was the one. So I said, hello, first of all, your dolls are absolutely stunning. I was wondering if you, so this was after I got my money back because of the whole disappointment with the sunburnt Max. I was wondering if you're able to create custom life-size anthropomorphic art doll for a commission. Now that's a mouthful. Posable just like the Luna doll you are selling. I'm very interested, so I hope to hear from you soon. Hello, yes, I can do it. Show your character and I'll tell you the exact price. Thank you for your quick response. I'm excited to work with you. Here are the details for the commission. And then Yep. So yeah, and I've also put clear communication is really important to me, and I appreciate staying in touch throughout the process. Like, so from the start, I'm like being very clear, very clear, and I appreciate staying in touch throughout the process. Please feel free to reach out if you need additional details or clarifications. I'm happy to pay a premium for high quality work. It's true, and I'm looking forward to working together because I've been saving for this ship for years. The price would be the same size, would be $1,600, which is actually less expensive than the other one. Want to place an order now? No, not yet. I haven't even asked you the questions. If yes, do you have the opportunity to contact me on social networks? And this is like another case of a seller trying to like get something done off Etsy. Which, okay, like here's another thing for the buyers beware. If they're trying to get you to buy something that's not on Etsy or like communicate not on Etsy, don't do it, because if you have an issue with them because it takes place on another website, you can't prove that. I actually remember seeing a buyers beware, like a fursuit buyers beware video from somebody who was basically saying the same thing. Like, if a seller tries to like take you off the website for whatever reason, or like do it through PayPal or whatever, like don't do it. Pro tip. So yes, if you have the opportunity to contact me on social networks, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's really funny because I don't actually use any social networks. Other than like Reddit and YouTube, and that's it. If not, it's not a problem. I'd like bigger than that. If you are able, 6 foot as mentioned. And no, I would prefer to keep messaging to Etsy. Thanks. The price will be $3,000, so the price just goes up. But there will be a zipper on the back, so that you can fill with padding polyester yourself. Since such a large size is not sent by post, it will look like this. Want to place an order? So she's constantly like, want to place an order? Want to place an order? I'm like, I haven't asked the questions yet. It will come like that. Could it still be posable? As I must have the posability. I also noticed that the head of the Luna doll seems to be harder and more doll-like with a realistic hat, which is something that I really like. That would be what I'd wish my Max doll to have if possible. I love the look of the Luna doll because it was really pretty, and I'm quite disappointed that the seller was so rude because toys don't stand on their feet. That's not what I was asking. And because your character has a fancy face, he's fancy smanchy. I can't make it with polymer clay because the weight will cause the doll to fall over. Imagine Max just falling over. He's had one too many. He's been out in the sun and he's had one too many. And the neck will not support his head. His head just falls off. That's what happened with the other seller. she just drop kicked his head into the sunset, and that's how he got sunburned. So I suggest making a beautiful face with fur. All right, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining. I wasn't so sure how it all worked. In that case, is there any chance you could make it posable, not to stand, but to be able to move the limbs and head? Yes, sure. The head and paws will be movable and filled with padding polyester. Polyester. So you will only need to stuff your torso. Stuff your torso? That's a good insult, telling somebody to stuff that. I'm going to stuff your torso with padding poly, and when receiving the order, there will be a zipper at the back. I'm going to make the body movable too. I would really like the arms and legs to be articulated. Yes, I wrote head, arms, and legs. She didn't. She just said head and paws. Will be articulated. Smiley face. Want to place an order now? I'm like, stop bugging me. Like, let me ask my questions. If yes, I will provide a link for payment. You only wrote head and paws above, so I wanted to make sure. I meant paws, arms, legs. Do you have any more questions? Yes, oh yeah, by the way, I just like decided to ask this because I was like, I guess worried because I didn't want to repeat and wait another 3 months and have like a total freaking disappointment and like no Max. Yes, I just want to make sure you can make them accurate as I'm coming here with a refund as I commissioned someone before this and they were unable to make the character accurately. So I just want to make absolutely sure you can do it before deciding to commission. Also, are you able to take payment through Etsy as it will be costly, is it possible to do down payment through the process? There's a payment of 50% if the second payment is within a month. It won't be 100% similar as it's handmade. I make toys in my own style. I can see a photo of a toy that you didn't like. Because after the first payment, if you don't like the result, I don't return the money because I will buy the material. That's why I want to see the result you didn't like. So yeah, so like if you don't like it, I won't give you your money back. That's also quite bad. you know, like, I don't think that you're allowed to do that. So I said, thanks for getting back to me. I completely understand that handmade plushies won't be 100% identical, but I'd love for it to closely resemble Max as much as you can. I don't mind the stylized look you have. That's why I chose you, because I really like it. I particularly like the realistic hair, so can you do that? I still don't think she answered that, did she? Are you able to provide fabric samples before starting to make sure the colours are right? As for the payment, I understand you need to cover material costs, but I'd feel more comfortable if there were a way to make small adjustments if needed. Would you be open to progress photos and small revisions along the way? The last seller I communicated with had major communication issues. After I paid the full amount up front, she barely responded to my messages, refused to clarify important details, and didn't check fabric colours with me. When I finally got progress photos, the plush was completely inaccurate, and she refused to make necessary changes. Shown here is what was made, where he has a bright peachy skin tone that was clearly not accurate, as well as an inaccurate looking face and a few issues. In the end, she just cancelled the order rather than fix anything. I want to avoid a situation like that again, which is why I want to make sure we're on the same page moving forward. And I was like, should I tell her this? And I was like, well, maybe. You know, because I think it's better to just, like, be clear, even if it might come across as, I guess, like, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. If it comes across as, like, too much, like, going on and on and on and on and on, like, but I think it's, especially after having a bad experience where you felt like you weren't being clear, I think it's best to be, like, super duper clear. And then she said, and then I sent her the screenshot, and then she said, she did a pretty good job on toy face, so I'll refuse. I don't understand why you didn't like the face. She did it very well. I also refuse those who are very picky. The client or accepts my style of toys that I make or not. I find it very unprofessional to call a customer too picky just because they have clear expectations for a commission they are paying for. Yeah, definitely. A professional artist should be open to communication and accuracy, especially for custom work. I'll be looking elsewhere. And then she's like, have a nice day. Oh my gosh. So yeah, another bad experience, unfortunately. But thankfully, I didn't actually hand any money. And thankfully, this exchange only took a few days. So not a lot of time was wasted. Yeah, so I actually ended up complaining. And she said, thanks for reaching back to us and for the communication you have provided. I greatly appreciate your utmost cooperation and patience, and I'll be more happy to assist you further. Please know that we do not tolerate this kind of practice, and we'll always take note of the seller's behaviour. I've already made a thorough note of your comments and experiences Tixeart and SigidaPlushies account, and our team is now investigating their practices. When we do receive reports of negative experiences, we take the necessary steps to prevent this from happening to another member in the future. We're constantly on the lookout for practices that aren't beneficial to the Etsy community. Due to our privacy policy, we can't share the details or results of the investigation, but know that we expect sellers on our platform to run a business in an honest, respectful, and professional manner, even if a difficult situation has occurred. Members who do not share these expectations may be removed from our site. We take these reports very seriously and ensure our policies when necessary. If there's anything else I might be able to help you for now, please let me know. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Like Max's ears. And I'll be with you throughout this thread. Have a great day. Sincerely, you'll sell Etsy. So yeah, I'm just kind of sad that I had to make a complaint. Because I just think, you know, it was very unfortunate what happened. And as I said, a lot of time was wasted, I think, on both parties. And I just think that, you know, the communication was key. I think especially like, you know, it's not fair to call people picky for wanting handing over your money and then giving you all that money and then you just like and doing what she did, which I hope I've been clear. And then, you know, saying, well, it's fine by me, so, you know, if it's fine by me, then I'm not going to give you a refund, you know, which is basically what both sellers said. You know, if it's fine in my opinion, so I won't give you a refund. I mean, I understand if, like, they'd made the thing and you were okay with it, and then all of a sudden you said, no, I want my money back. Or you'd received it and you said, no, I want my money back. But like if they're doing a work in progress, I think it's fair to ask them to make changes. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. Like I will say that most of the sellers I've communicated with have been like really good. But unfortunately I had to choose the seller that happened to like completely and utterly just waste my time. And at the time, like, this was about 3 months ago, I was like super duper nervous. And I just would have like, I guess, went along with it. But the thing is, like, if somebody's trying to make like a character or like your persona, or whatever you want, or like a cosplay, and it's not accurate, and if they haven't even like consulted you on it, like it's within you're within your right to like say no, you know, like I paid you money for this. Can this be changed? You know, because any reasonable seller would, I mean, first of all, a reasonable, it wouldn't get to that point because a reasonable seller would like be checking with you if it's okay, but like a reasonable seller would be like, yeah, you know, like that's okay. Um I think the thing is, if it's within your specifications, um you know, I think it gets into a bit of a gray area if it's like something that's like a bit subjective, I guess. Like, you know, you ask them to make like, I don't know, like you don't really give them a reference picture, or you ask them to make something that's like quite surreal or whatever. For example, if you ask somebody to make your persona and you kind of just describe them, but you didn't give them like a photo or some artwork, like that would be fair enough. But if you've given them some artwork, they should make it accurate to the artwork, like whatever they're doing, like whatever artists there are out there. But yeah, so this is just a buyers beware. Like, the thing is, like, don't worry, because most people out there will be professional, and they won't just take your money and ignore you and then give you a sunburnt furry. So don't worry. So don't worry. But yeah, I just need to make this because I just think that I just want people to be aware, and I don't want anybody to have the same experience that I did. And yeah, if somebody can look at this and take the information away, and um you know, I guess like think, you know, I'm not gonna pay this person straight away until they answer my questions, or I'm not gonna pay this person because they just like haven't said anything, or they've just like, you know, for example, like I gave her the specifications and she said that was fine. I gave her the money and I thought that would be that, you know. But yeah, I just think it's like it's important, not really for my sake, but for other people's sake, to have this buyers beware, and to make sure that it doesn't happen again to anybody else. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I want to say. Goodbye.